Hello there, welcome everybody! Welcome to, I don't know if Yunoi is still here. Welcome to both of you guys. I know who you are. Do we have, hold on, what's our current viewer count? 7! 7, my god, that's larger than I've had in a long time. Alright, we are officially, I know you can't see it, but we are officially pressing the play button now. Darkest Hour 1.1 has been totally downloaded. Took a little bit to download, but Steam's kind of glitchy on my computer. Alright. Play button pressed. We are going to now see, I think, some of the loading screens. Again, I haven't played Darkest Hour, even 1.0, because I don't like messing with like HOI4's going back to previous version things. So I have not played Darkest Hour since I moved. Actually, since I moved out of my last house into this apartment, I have not. Yeah, so this is going to be a very, very interesting gameplay. I kind of forgot. Okay, I sort of remember how the loading screens look. I should know if there's anything new. Honestly, I think everything's going to be new. I know all of us, we've done really, really incredible work. So I'm super happy to have seen it come to fruition. I love when the music has changed too. I like this. It looks like such a different game. It barely even looks like HOI4 when you load into when you load into Darkest Hour, because none of it is set up. I have to. Me and my friends are trying to get a mod started. I have to learn how to. We have to learn how to do like GFX and stuff, because the fact there's absolutely none of the custom quote box. I will also say it's loading rather fast. I'm very pleased with that, because a lot of mods, when I'm loading HOI4, they do not load very quickly. I have to spend like 20 minutes waiting for them to load. I know everybody was just waiting in viewer gather for a very long time for me to now say you're gonna have to wait again, but we're gonna see all the loading screens, assumedly, so that's pretty cool. I will mention, I think maybe the quotes are going a little long here into the logo. I think we might need to push the. I think you get what I mean. What music are we using? Is this this official OST? Is this our own music? Yet again, we are loading very quickly. I'm very excited. Alright. Lagging just a little bit, but that's okay. That normally happens with any mod, to be honest. I'm loading into a good thing. Let's go indeed. welcome to the stream. Are you using HDD? I really couldn't tell you. I'm going to be honest. I know I have a good laptop, and it's got very strong processing power. But for a streamer, I'm rather clueless when it comes to electronics, which I should probably not be. I should learn more. Halfway so far, but yeah, I think I'm gonna be honest. The reason that it's taking so long is because I keep HOI4 on my external storage drive, which is sacrilegious, to be honest, and I shouldn't. But it's such a large game, and I have too many mods installed where it can really only fit onto my extended storage drive, and it's locked in now. Where if I was to try and like rearrange it, it would be such a strange puzzle piece, like. Darkest hour indeed, after so many years. Welcome to chat. I like the quotes we're using, very different from the original game. Again, yes, I do think we need to readjust the quote size of what, so it goes directly into the logo on many. But a relatively incredibly quick loading speed so far. We're almost into the mod already. Again, when I launch, say like Kaiser Redux and such, I'm not attempting to dunk on any mods. I can't really give my... As a Darkest Hour developer, I now have to, you know... Considering I've branded the stream that way, I don't want to, you know, say anything about any other mods. But I will say, when I load Kaiser Redux and such, although I do play with sub-mods when it comes to Kaiser Redux, it does take like 40 minutes for me to load into the mod, so what has this been, like 5? This is a relatively good speed. Here we are, everybody. What a wonderful screen. A wonderful opening screen. This is so different. It genuinely looks like such a different game than HOI4. I almost feel it almost reminds more of Shadows of Doubt than base game Hearthstone 4. This is just, it's so cool. Strategic Command, so out, so cool. We got single player, we got multiplayer. I'm going to look around, basically. This game is me looking around, seeing all the new stuff. Because as much as I've written for a lot of the new content, I have very limited idea on how it directly works. I have a lot of idea of what effects are given by actions taken, but not a lot of ways not a lot in the way of how these things actually happen. You know what I mean? So I'm going to be looking around, pointing out what I've written, and what Kieran has rewrote. Kieran? I've been pronouncing it Kieran so far because that's like the closest to a name, but I can't really. Not exactly sure. Anyway, we might be playing with Derp, one of our Twitch mods, later on multiplayer. I did ask, but we did play yesterday with Derp when we thought that it might be coming out yesterday. It came out today, the update. So we will see if Derp is interested or not, and if they aren't, then so be it. But we may be doing a multiplayer game later, but for now, I'm going to say single player and look around. Okay, so we have quite a few new things here. So we have, obviously we have the same trees that we had in 1.0. France, US, UK, Germany, Italy, Japan, and the Soviets, but we do have 2 new focus trees. I do believe they are I would say skeleton-ish. I wouldn't say these are like 100%. Are they 100% fleshed out? Generalis, would you know, are these like large focus trees. I actually, see, the thing is, I've never written anything for Ethiopia, so I didn't even know that we had, like, an Ethiopian focus tree. But these are new trees, so very cool. Yes, they are 100% done. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Awesome. Alright, wonderful. Okay, so yes, and then obviously we have some very new things when it comes to the Soviets and Germany, and I no longer have to keep my click the focus tree button. Oh yeah, we have a focus tree button. I forgot about that. My God, we do. They are full trees. Wow, Poland actually gets a really large. That's nice. Awesome. Yeah, I forgot we actually have a button to open the focus tree. What other mods can say that? Anyway, which country did you work more on in Darkest Hour? I would... How much am I don't want to spoil much, because the thing is, now it's gone from me, like, leaking mod content to me spoiling mod content. I'm unsure of what I should say here, because I don't want to, like, jump scare anybody with things that they haven't seen yet, and, you know, spoil their, you know, spoil their own experiences, but, I would say I worked more on certain mechanics in the late game that were not specified to any specific nation, but were more towards a certain group of nations as a whole. But I did a lot of work everywhere, whenever something, you know, whenever an event needed done here or there, so... I will say, I actually did a lot of events. I did a lot of events for the Soviets. I did a lot of events for... If you hover over the 1.1 text on the top, it shows things. Oh, let me do that, actually. Back in a minute. Yes. Tweaks to various focus effects. Italian Civil War featuring the Italian Social Republic will not trigger correctly. Oh, yes, and the Italian... Oh, I still can't say that, can I? Because we plan to release that feature in 1.2. Hey guys, I hope you're ready to wait another 2 years for my favorite feature. We're working on something awesome. And as a writer, it's awesome, and I love it. And I'm not going to say anything. Anyway, the thing that I'm talking about, it has, well, my specific sector has something to do with the Italian Civil War, so I'm very cool to see that. That's very cool to see that's been fully added. I'm not sure correctly. Oh, all of these are for Italy. Oh, okay, I see exactly what it is. Gotcha. Okay, so for France, they have reserves and militias, no war room. Vichy France now becomes a German puppet. After Case Anton, rather than directly annexed, but with a navy and army removed. Case Anton Operation Torch has been made more simple for 1.1 to allow for better gameplay. They will be made more in-depth in the future France update. Various tweaks, fixes, and changes to existing focuses, triggers and effects. Brand new post-war shared focus tree with mostly alt history content to engage militarily against the USSR, as well as decolonization. Available for US, UK, and France. Advanced decision categories relating to the shared tree. And then for US, added new events, spirits, and minor changes, buffs to the US Army, Air, and Navy focus trees. The following landmarks will now be built throughout the game: Boulder Dam, Pentagon, Golden Gate Bridge. Yes, we actually have 3D models for a bunch of different landmarks now, so you can zoom in on the map and see them, which is very cool. Researching nukes will now trigger a Trinity test event featuring an on-map 3D nuclear detonation. USA can now form South Korea through the decisions after the historical surrender of Japan. Brand new post-war shared focus tree with mostly alt history. That's the same thing as before. Operation Unthinkable War Room. Okay, so you guys do know about Operation Unthinkable. Okay, well, if it's right there, then I'm going to go ahead and spoil it, because the mod basically already does that for you. I worked basically mostly, I would say most of my events were in the Soviet sphere, but I would also say that I did a lot more recently in Operation Unthinkable. So that's more of a general sense thing, I would say. But I did a lot of work in a lot of different areas. Obviously, a lot of the Lock team did. I'm definitely not alone in this. Mason and what's his name? Mr. Clueless over here. Hold on. Ba-da-da. And Peter, which I should have remembered for a few reasons, but you know. But yes, Alex Mason and Peter did very great work as well as all the other lock team. But they work so fast. I will say I try to focus a lot on doing longer events and such, which Kieran often chops down quite quickly to much shorter events, which pains my very soul, but it's fine. But yes, so I go a lot slower than Mason and Peter, but they do great work. We all do great work, and I've done a lot of events through a lot of these things, so I'm so excited. I almost in a way of being so excited of opening the mod, I almost don't want to open the mod. Okay, I won't read all this. We'll just go ahead and see it as we go. I don't think I'm going to play Germany. I played Germany back in 1.0, and I think I kind of screwed it up a little, first of all. But also, I don't think I did as much work for Germany as I did for... Yeah, as I did for the Soviets or for America. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say... I kind of want to play America. I don't think... I'm not the grandest at playing defense games. To be completely honest, despite as many hours as I've put in to HOI4, and despite as many hours as I've put in writing for Darkest Hour, I'm not the greatest HOI4 player, so I don't want to put myself in a position of, like, extreme defense/attack. So being able to play from safe America, and yeah, I think that's definitely what I prefer. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, we have a brand new thing here. They just said the US is the least updated one. Wonderful. What should I play? I'm thinking maybe I do the Soviets in that case. I don't think I want to do Germany. I'm thinking the Soviets maybe then, in that case. It's still not like... Yeah, I haven't even done the Soviets in the base game in a while, so... I think I will do the Soviets, but don't be surprised if I absolutely screw this up, because I have not... Like I said, I haven't done Darkest Hour in a long time, even I haven't even, like, reverted to play the 1.0, and I haven't even played the Soviets in the base game for me to... So yeah, don't be surprised if I screw this up, but I am going to do the Soviets, because it is... Play the Soviets so I can see my art. Yeah. Okay, I will do that in that case. Also, thanks for the follow. Final phase of declassification. I think I wrote this. See, the thing is, I could very clearly tell Kieran's writing style. Kieran's writing style is very clear. And Kieran's rewriting style is very clear. I think I can tell when my writing style and Kieran's rewriting style come in contact and absolutely clash. Because I will say, I think we have very different writing styles. I try to add, like, as much flavor as possible, and Kieran does not. So I do believe I wrote that. I will have to say. Yeah, I definitely did not write that. I wouldn't have put as many quotes. Okay, I'm gonna do... You know what? I'm gonna do recruit. Okay, let me go through the difficulty things, because this... I remember seeing this like a year ago. Okay, so obviously, yeah, everyone complained the mod is too hard. Design, yeah, I'm not gonna do the don't hurt me. I'm not gonna do it very easy. I am gonna do recruit so I can at least see stuff happen and not immediately die. Because I do want to just look around. This is definitely not like a serious 100%, like, I'm definitely trying to play the, game 100%, absolutely. I just want to look and see some stuff. So, yeah. I'm going to go a little bit easier. Recruit. Casual, Sims gamers, new players. Honestly, casual is my playstyle regardless, so I would probably play anyway. They're not very small challenge. You grant small bonuses to player. That's fine. Then we have Darkest Hour, which is the recommended difficulty, which is hard mode, I think. And then obviously Mein Leben, which is recommended for Tommy K, based, but yeah, people have never touched grass. Yeah, it's so... don't do the hardest... I think it's going to kill people. We're not doing Iron Man mode. Please select this option for that. Yeah, we'll do... Okay, so, question... Back in 1.0, you had to select historical mode, like you were forced to, otherwise the mod would break. Now, though, in 1.1, if I leave that off, does that mean that, like, the US and UK can plan Unthinkable and things like that in their own... And, like, with historical on, they're forced to not do that? Oh, I know why Generalis asked if I had the HDD. Because if I have the HDD, then it takes away the white squares, right? These things, which I'm sure you can see. Yeah, if it gets too overbearing, because I'm aware that this is gonna... Anyway, I think I'll leave. Please select this option for the best DH experience. I don't think it's necessary anymore to do it because there are alt history events. Not many, but there are alt history paths, and I do want the AI to do those because I want the best, like, varying experience. So I'm gonna leave that off. At the risk of probably breaking the mod, my first experience of it, I'm gonna leave historical mod off, considering I choose historical mode. It is necessary. Okay. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, right before yeah. Because I was gonna say, okay, we do have options in game mode settings and everything, but yeah, we should be fine. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that, like, the UK and US could still plot against me. I will be honest, a lot of my writing is on, like, the Soviet side, but at the same time, a lot of, like, my kinder in-character writing, which I love story writing, I honestly, I get, like, immediate writer's block when I'm asked to write something technical. I don't know if you were able to see, I assume you're one of the devs, I can't tell by your username, but I do assume so. I don't know if you were able to see when I was doing all the reciprocal trade agreements for the US. I was having such horrible writer's block. I was like, it was so tough for me to do the reciprocal trade agreements because they were so bland and, like, okay, time to make a fair deal with this country. I was doing as hard as I could to add any flavor at all. I'm MB. Oh, that one makes sense. Okay, here we go. Welcome to Darkest Hour, 1.1 Strategic Command. Darkest Hour is a total overhaul mod for Hearts of Iron 4. Start in the year 1933, see the rise of Hitler, fight the Great Depression, and prepare your nation for the upcoming storm that will shatter Europe and the world. Oh, it lagged for a second. New feature, War Room. A new system that allows players to plan and coordinate large-scale military operations. Each operation includes multiple preparation steps, choices, and outcomes. Players can prepare supporting measures and manage progress until the operation is ready to launch. New feature, Subject Manager. Overlords now have more detailed control over their subjects, expanding both management features and available actions. These actions include diplomatic tasks, construction priorities, production settings, and strategic orders. These actions give the Overlord meaningful choices in how to manage their sphere. A new in-game tutorial to help players navigate the new mechanics has been introduced in Darkest Hour 1.1. This guided system walks through each major addition step by step, explaining interface changes, new tabs, updated mechanics, and key features directly inside the game. How to Play Guide. A new guide that offers an accessible in-game handbook for all major Darkest Hour mechanics. This feature provides a structured overview of systems not covered by the standard tutorial. Each page breaks down a specific mechanic, allowing players to explore and revisit explanations. Reserves and militias. I saw a lot of stuff over this about a few months ago. This system gives nations access to historical reserve formations and militia units. I did one for Belgium, if I remember. I wrote an event for Belgium about their reserve division, which they have. Which I realize now, who's going to play Belgium and see that? These units represent emergency forces, offering nations additional manpower and equipment options. Some units are available at the start, while others are unlocked or upgraded throughout the game. Combat log. I like the combat log. I will say, just as a I like knowing all in a list of each thing I've lost and gained. That's very cool. I did not know about this until very recently, and I will say, very cool. This feature tracks events such as losing or gaining states, allied territorial losses, naval invasions, and airborne assaults, allowing players to react quickly without constantly switching their view across the map. All notifications can be individually toggled on or off through a dedicated interface. Allied post-war content. A new post-war focus tree for the Allies that expands the late-game experience once the war in Europe concludes. This includes new content such as the formation of the United Nations and Operation Unthinkable. The UN Security Council mechanic allows players to influence global diplomacy through resolutions. Soviet post-war content. A new post-war focus tree that expands Soviet gameplay beyond the defeat of Germany, offering multiple paths for the shaping of the future of the Union. This also includes Operation Red Dawn, a fully fledged war room operation representing a potential Soviet offensive against the Western Allies. Which, if we do have a good enough game, which I did put it on Recruit, so it should be easy enough for me to do, we will indeed be doing Red Dawn. The full change log. There's a lot of change logs, so yeah. Darkest Hour 1v1 Strategic Command. We have Stalin in charge and Molotov as the second in command, although that can change, as I'm aware of, because I wrote it, the events for it. Russia's catastrophic defeat in the Great War, along with a brutal civil war, has led to the rise of the Red Banner of the nation. Lenin's death in 1924 created a power struggle that would place Joseph Stalin as the leader of the Soviet Union. His grip over the nation is iron-tight, with political opponents and suspicious. Is this the credits? Why are the credits theme play? Hey, yo, I'm there! Hold up, I'm there! It's me! Did y'all see that? It's me! Oh, that's awesome, guys. That's so cool. That is so cool. Check that. My mother's right over here. She's staying quiet because she doesn't want to interrupt the stream, but I will show her the screenshot because that is...
Hey, love it.
Yes, I'm sure you want to take a picture, yes.
Yes, I do.
Awesome. Okay, cool. Where was I? Placed Joseph Stalin as the leader of the Soviet Union. His grip over the nation is iron-tight, with political opponents and suspicious government members being removed from society, and his cult of personality hailed as the Man of Steel. While the capitalist nations of the world reel from the devastating effects of the Great Depression, the Union pushes forward with rapid industrialization and mass collectivization, set out by the 5-year plans in the hope that Russia will finally be able to catch up to the modern industrial powers. With his idea of socialism in one nation, Stalin seeks to consolidate and grow the strength of the Union alone, but for how long this isolation can last is unknown. The bear may be sleeping now, but one small disturbance could send the red waves crashing down upon those who dare stand in its way. Germany and Japan walk towards militarization, and relations with the West are as low as ever. The USSR will watch warily and defend mightily her communist ideas, and Russia herself. Very well. I will enable the tutorial just out of, I think I'll be fine but I don't want to not be fine, so yeah, let's go ahead and do that as well. I'm aware, I think Kieran himself wrote a lot of these things, and can I just say, now that I've closed that out, look at the graphics design on this, guys. Again, this is like a totally new game. It's not even, it's barely, I know it's a total overhaul mod, but like even other mods in the way of like, you know what I mean? Like this barely looks like HOI4 other than the map. You know what I mean? Which also is obviously changed like the GFX, but you know, the fact it's Earth. All this other stuff looks so different and just great. It's so great. There's so much going on. I'm a little overwhelmed, but it's in a good way though. I like the arrows telling you which way your stability and your support is going at the moment, so you don't have to check in and say, "Oh, my weekly stability" or whatever. All those things, very cool. Change to the top bar. I'm aware of how the top bar works. I remember that. Yes, it will. It shows you all of those things. Okay, political tab changes. The politics tab. The politics tab can be accessed by clicking on your country's flag in the top left corner. Obviously, but that's a HOI4 thing. There you can find the usual information as in vanilla, the button to access your focus tree, and the options to change laws, policies, and such. New additions to buttons to manage your economy as well as your subjects. Oh, I see. Manage economy. The Darkest Hour has added. Mod has added another resource that is used by a lot of things in the game. Money. The highlighting button to the left. I can't really read both of these at once. The highlighted button to the left allows you to open a new window, which lets you view. That's a grammar mistake. Minor grammar mistake. Someone said the minor grammar mistake gif. Which lets you view and manage your current income and expenses as well as loans and inflation. The interactions with subjects have been greatly modified and expanded on. The simple vanilla subject overview has been replaced by an in-depth mechanic. The highlighted button to the left allows you to open a new window where you can interact with and take actions on each of your subjects individually. Cool. I will say, I feel like this new version of Darkest Hour, it reminds me of like... It sort of reminds me of... What's the really hard mod? Black Ice. It kind of reminds me of Black Ice, but with less of a focus on difficulty and more of a focus on just like making things realistic. And I really like that because I did try Black Ice once and I liked the focus it had on historic and like being historic, but I didn't really like the fact it was trying to like intentionally be hard. And I think this is like a good intermediate between vanilla, which is a gaming experience, and Black Ice, which is a advanced gaming experience, and this one, which is more towards history and more towards realism, and I really like that. You're able to do a lot of things, and you're able to... It's a little overwhelming, but at the same time, it's very, very cool. I prefer it like this. Also, China, look at the great work that we've done on the map here. So many things. Okay, yes. Mechanics indecisions? Oh, mechanics indecision, that is right. There are two mechanics that have their own decision category within unique interfaces displayed in the category title. What? There are two mechanics that have their own decision categories with unique interfaces displayed under the category title, Parliament and Factions of Interest. Decisions cab, okay, obviously. Opening it will give you a more in-depth tutorial about those two mechanics. However, not every country has parliament or factions. In order to be able to take a look at the decision categories next to the tutorial, you may want to play a country that has access to a parliament, for example, the UK, France, US, or Germany. Or factions, Japan, Italy, or Germany. However, not right at start. Okay. Parliament. If your country has a parliament, it can be found inside its own decision category, like this. You can see the current amount of seats each party holds and how much they support the current government. These values decide how much total support the government holds within the parliament. Decisions in this category may require a very high total support in order to be passed, usually requiring at least 50%. However, this threshold can be even higher, such as 66%. While the popularity of ideologies and parties can change constantly, the amount of seats a party has can only be affected by an election. If your country has factions of interest, they can be found in their own decision category, which is like this. I remember that, but I don't think it was ever in the decisions category before, so I think that's a little bit better. Decisions tab. Each faction has an opinion and an influence value. Opinion describes the general opinion in support of of that faction towards the government. The opinion ranges from 0 to 100 for each faction. Influence describes the general influence of the faction that the faction has on the government. Okay, gotcha. I think I get it. Being told how all this works, I'm going to forget like half of this, but that's okay. I'll figure it out. How long did it take you to load into Black Ice? I don't think I've played Black Ice for at least a year now, which is before I had this laptop. And at that point, it would have taken a while. I would say not as long as it takes me to load into Kaiser Redux with submods, but definitely longer than I just loaded into Darkest Hour with. So I'm going to say I would average like probably about 20 minutes maybe, but I don't remember because it's been a while. Darkest Hour Mechanics Intelligence Agency tab changes. For the new mechanic of the War Room, more on that on page 7, a new Intel mechanic was added. This can be viewed in the Intelligence Agency tab, which can be accessed by clicking on the button with the eye on it. Understood. Opening the Intelligence Agency tab will give you another tutorial window with more detailed information on the new mechanic. Well, I will do that. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Intelligence Agency tab, War Room Intel. Other countries may plan war room operations. In order to gain intel, you need to send operatives on operations. There are 2 operations. One to gain intel about which war room operations the target is planning, and one to gain intel about a specific war room operation once you have discovered it is being worked on. To get access to these, you need to establish the war room department under the agency branch upgrades. Clicking the highlighted... Enjoy the playthrough, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Clicking the highlighted button on the left will open an overview. I need some more water. Oh, no. Clicking the highlighted button on the left will open an overview of all the war room operations that you have gained intel on. Intel you have not yet gained from an operation that you have discovered is marked with a question mark. For example, Operation Groza. Okay. Gotcha. And I think we're going to try Groza as well. We're going to do as much Soviet content as we can. Although I will check Discord to see if my friend has replied, because at this point I'm reading through all this, and then I wonder if we're going to end up going into a multiplayer game. But we will see. We will see. New Darkest Hour mechanics, new tab button. Besides changing some of the individual tabs, a whole new one has been added as well, the War Room tab, which is this. Ah, look at this. War Room tab, active operations counter. The War Room tab can be used to plan and launch specific military operations. The interface is split into different sections. Let's start with the very top. Next to the title of the window, War Room, you can find the amount of currently active War Room operations. This number, if larger than 0, can also be found below the button to open the War Room tab. Below that, you can find the icon for the War Room, which might differ depending on your country and ruling ideology, as well as active spirits. Here, you will see national spirits associated with the preparation of War Room operations. So like this, which I assume you'll eventually have, because that is us. They will not be displayed in the same place where regular national spirits are displayed in order to not give easy hints to other countries on what you are currently planning. War Room tab, Planning Board. Below that, you can see the Planning Board. Here you can see all the War Room operations you can gain access to during the playthrough. As long as the operations are not active, they are shown as classified. Once they become active, you are able to see their names and descriptions. War Room operations can become active through different ways. For example, national focuses and events are ways through which War Room operations may become active, I assume. So that's Groza, and I assume... Yeah, so that's Groza, and that is... Red Dawn. War Room tab, shared operations. Some War Room operations might be shared with other countries. This means multiple countries have access to the operation to activate the operation. However, only one country can actually do that. In the example shown, this means in theory either the United States or the United Kingdom can activate and plan the operation, but not both. This right here is unthinkable. By the way, Operation Unthinkable, for the record, not unthinkable. By the way, if I do end up doing a multiplayer game with my friend later, I'm going to suggest, I think, that one of us do the UK and one of us do the US, and we just play on the same team. At the bottom of the interface, there's the part of the window where all the operations are displayed. More details about the part for the individual operations can be found in the next tutorial. Warm operation. Oh, it goes right to the next tutorial. This is. I know I am a lock writer, but this is a lot of reading. When a worm operation is active, you will see an entry for the operation in the worm tab. At the top, you can see the full name of the operation, which consists of a prefix and the name. Below that, you can see the picture of the operation. Below the picture, you can finally assign generals for the operation, as well as two tabs, one for the description and one for the decisions. You can assign up to 4 generals for a worm operation. Generals are used by decisions. For example, if a decision requires 1 general, this will use one of the assigned generals, which cannot be used by any other decision until this decision is completed. Decisions requiring different amounts of generals, you have to decide which decisions you want to prioritize over others. You can assign general to the operation by clicking the plus button next to assign generals. Understood. This opens a new window where you can pick the general you want to assign. A general can only be assigned to 1 worm operation at a time. Once the operation is launched, the general becomes available to be assigned to another operation. When a general is assigned to an operation, they will suffer malices to their combat effectiveness. Do some decisions and operations guaranteeing bonuses to the assigned generals, you may want to assign specific generals to them. Okay. Each worm operation is a planning progress from 0 to 100, obviously. The first phase usually has a rather small threshold to get to the next phase. You need to reach it in order to be able to launch the operation. All further phases may be spread across the whole progress bar, and then the last phase is sitting at full progress. Reaching one of these phases thresholds will give you an additional bonus when launching that operation. It's up to you whether you want to prepare only as little as needed or launch quickly, or whether you want to prepare longer and gain additional bonuses that might come in handy when the operation is underway. Decisions for the worm operation generally work the same as regular decisions. They often have a cost of command power and require a specific amount of generals. They can also have additional requirements you need to fill before you can enact them. Once enacted, most decisions will take a specific amount of time to complete. One decision that's completed will give you certain effects. Completed decisions are moved to the bottom of the list, active decisions are moved to the top, and you can check their remaining duration in the Actual Decisions tab. Each operation has a launch decision. After enacting it, you will no longer be able to do any preparation decisions of the operation, obviously. After an operation has been launched, it can end in 1 or 2 outcomes, completion or failure. Both cases have different conditions and different effects, which can be viewed at the bottom of the operation entry. Once either of the conditions are met, the operation will complete or fail very quickly afterwards. While there often is no specific requirement to achieve your goals in a specific time frame, keep in mind that the longer the enemy has time to fight back, the harder it will be to complete the objective. After completing or failing an operation, the outcome will be marked in the planning board, and the operation will be removed from the list of active operations. Okay. Side changes some of the individual tabs. Worm tab. Okay, got that. Combat message log. We know what the combat message log is. Yeah. My God, the tutorial is done. I think that's all the reading that we're going to have to do in tutorial-wise. Okay, the focus tree. It looks so different. That's awesome. Although I will say, I can no longer tell exactly which ones I can do and which... I mean, I can tell which ones I can do and which ones I can't. Oh! A fun fact to anyone still watching, I'm not sure. A fun fact, I think, almost all of these focuses. The lock for any of these. Yeah. You can tell that I am 100%. You can tell 100% those are my writing because they're instead of Okay. So this is not my writing, I would say. I want to point this out. Expand air testing. This is not my writing. Okay, gotcha. This is not my writing. Right, okay. And then as soon as you get down here, as soon as you get to these ones, you can very clearly tell exactly which focuses were written by the guy who really likes flavor.
You like details. Yeah, I like that a lot. Very good. You take your time.
So yes, I believe I did Everything except Krasny Fault in the Soviet Navy tree. What else did I do? I know I did some. I believe I did Question the Cossacks. I did. I think I did Defense in Depth as well. A couple of those. I did this as well, but Kieran's clearly chopped it down. I remember that. Red Army Reborn. Yes, that's right. I remember this one because I was on fire when I was writing Red Army Reborn. I was like, what is this? That's a Prime subscription. Thank you very much, Razan. Very cool. Thank you. I do believe that does count as a Prime. Yeah, a Prime subscription is still a subscription, is it not? Which does mean this is a thing that was provided by Streamlabs. The sound effect, by the way, I don't know how to like make it short, so it just wants to play for a while. There we go. Thank you very much. Anyway, I do believe that would count as. Let me check. Create a dashboard. I think that adds. Earnings, yes, absolutely it does. That absolutely counts. So I'm going to open up my notepad and I'm going to determine exactly how long the subathon is supposed to run for. Veterans Day was November 11th.
Mm-hmm.
Insofar as that, we normally go for a week anyway. So I will take a second to say that obviously November 11th, 7 days, that's... Man, I'm so excited to play 18th, so yeah. 18th, so that would be 19th. Now that you've subscribed. So now that you've subscribed, it would be November 19th that the subathon ends. That would be 8 days? I mean, because technically we're streaming on the first day too. What the hell? Okay. Okay. Let's get to a focus finally. I can't wait to write our alternate history.
Ooh, alternate.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Going in a future update of course, but
No.
yes. None of these can occur, but yeah. I want to say that I did something else as well over here. Start the Great Purge. I wonder if I should even do that. Should I even do the Great Purge? And, I will do. Let's do. Complete the second 5-year plan tree will be locked. Okay. How's our money? Well, our money's doing well, which is pretty damn good. I'm going to go ahead and do second 5-year plan. Let's get directly into the industry, start building up as fast as possible. Military factories, not great right now, but still much better than some others. I would say we're using all of our... Somehow I don't think that's right, and I think that afterwards I feel like we're going to end up changing. I will say, oh, look at that nice pause screen as well. I'm going to go ahead and save, just in case, as we begin. Normally I have little funny names, but I just haven't been on lately. There's a subject manager as well. I want to look at that. I cannot see that, and I cannot drag it. Ooh, that's not good, but that's fine. Wait, can I? Oh, nope. And it doesn't... Yeah, this is a bit of a... At the top, you can see 4 tabs can be selected without... You can view all currently active actions as well as their active for. Okay, below you can find a scrollable list of all your subjects. Unless you can simply click on a subject's name to select and replace the overview at the top. Okay, I still get it. I understand what it is, but I cannot read it fully or close it out. I do believe that we're not using all of our consumer goods at the moment, so I'm going to go ahead and 40 factories is not bad. I'm going to go ahead and build... I'll say... Oh, you know what? That's a better one. Yeah. How about 10 more there? And then we're going to go directly into military complexes, which I will spam in the best infrastructure areas. Yes, even move them. You should use experimental scaling so you can see everything in the UI better. I probably should. If I knew how to do that, I would. Yes, so I will do some... dockyards as well. And a fuel silo, probably in Moscow as well. Oh, it's a few more than I expected. I don't want to plan out everything like immediately, but that should be good, at least for the beginning. I do want to make a couple infrastructure areas where I'll be able to build faster. Especially the ones with resources, because that's very useful. I assume I'll get this in focus. I assume I'll get some of these in the focus tree anyway, but what's the harm? That's fine for now. Research slot. I will do... Oh, I love it. Look, guys, I can press the research button. I can press the research button, everybody. I can research things and press the button to research them. For those that do not know, in the latter days of 1.0, when the mod was still technically playable but was not updated, you could not research anything. You could view the research tree, but the research button would be entirely grayed out, and you would not be able to press it at all. So, Also, I do believe, if I remember right, experimental research... Would it be experimental? Although, Getting some nukes early game would be pretty good as well. Is it Special Forces? I want to say it's Special Forces, probably. Welcome to the Diamondverse. I want to say it's Special Forces, probably. I don't know, though. Hold on. Mountain Warfare Equipment, Marines, Peace Landing, Static Line, and Cold Light Plants, Close Insulation, Elite Forces. Some of these make some sense to me. Support companies, weather companies, medical advances. Oh, did I? Field hospital, first psychology, early bandages, PTSD research, basic surgical interventions, electroshock, disease prevention, mental specialists, antibiotics, and controls. This is group therapy. Yep, I can already predict it beforehand. Yes. So another thing I did, this medical advances tree, this is entirely written, including life wardens, which I had a really hard time completing life wardens because I didn't know what that was supposed to be. I didn't realize that was the end of like this medical tree where it's supposed to be like the ultimate thing. Like your doctors are now the best whatever. So I didn't know what to write for that because I'm like, what is a life warden, dude? And they were just like, it's, a really good, I couldn't do anything like that. Anyway, the entire medical advances lock and the medical advances lock is spent money. Weather companies, is this it as well? Sand protection masks, sheep coats, for sand, warmer undershirt. Yeah, these are also, yeah, I did the weather branch as well. I'm particularly proud of the weather company's tree because I remember I think it was Darajus who directly reached out in chat or in the dev chat to me and said you should do the weather company's tree, and I was so honored to be like directly picked out and like hand given a thing rather than like said, can anybody do this or something, that I was like, absolutely, I'll do that, and then I did it. So that was very cool. Did I do maintenance as well? I did do maintenance. Yeah, a lot of the support equipment was that. Yeah, I think I did a lot of the support equipment tree, actually. I think I did the engineers, too, as well. Did I do the support equipment's research tree? I didn't realize that I did. Did I not do... I don't think I did the recon companies, at least, right? Okay, I don't think I did the entirety of it. I think a couple of these, like, down here... Yeah, Guardian and Forces and such. I don't think I did those. But I think I did most of the support companies a lot, which is that's pretty cool. I didn't actually realize how much I'd done, to be honest. I'll do some novel drills, that's fine. I do want some more resources. We can see it over there that we got. Oh, well, we don't. Just rubber? Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of things to research here, so. We already have a lot of manpower. I'm going to go ahead and start researching, yeah, some winter stuff as well. Radar we can't do yet, but we will. Industrial research. I want to do some more industrial research, probably. On the population. I like how in the research tree we can gain recruitable population now. What? So true. For 350 channel points, for the record, I will say, I forgot I had sound alerts. Or much rather, I forgot anybody ever used sound alerts to the point and extent that nobody has before, so I was jump scared by my own design. Wonderful. I think you might be the first person to use channel points in the history of the Diamondverse, by the way. I don't think I've seen anyone use that. Oh my god, I can research planes. I think I will do that as well. I don't really see a lot of things that I can research that will take not a year to finish, but that's okay. Very okay. Missing equipment production. We are missing a lot of equipment production, actually. Towed anti-tank, medium tank, armored car, heavy weapons. I don't know how much all of this 100% is necessary, especially to our divisions, but I think with some obviousness, we should probably make a medium tank. So I'm going to go ahead and put 2 on the T-24, and we'll keep expanding. Yeah. I would say probably anti-tank as well. Which we don't have. Unless it's an infantry support gun, and that's considered that. Yeah, it's an infantry support gun. Okay, well that's all we can do in that, which is unfortunate because we do need some more military factories really fast. But that's okay. We are going to go directly to down our industry path first, and that should help.
Skill issue.
Oh, check that as well. I forgot about that. We have an entirely new state decision menu as well, including state decisions to move capital claim state, cede a claim state, all these things. It's like the how much can I dunk on other mobs? I don't want to, but I will say when it comes to say the Kaiserreich and Kaiser Redux system, where they're like they have you annex a nation, then you get a decision for it, and then you have to like choose what. It's kind of like that, except you can do it at any time, and there's not like a 30-day timer on it, and I think to a certain point, might just be a little better. Might be a little better than the other system, at least in my opinion. I think if I remember right, you can only get 14 divisions in one general, under one general's command. If I remember right, no, it's 16. Okay, and we have quite a few divisions to use as well. I don't exactly know who I want to put and where, although I do know historically we're going to end up fighting. We're going to end up fighting probably Poland in the We're going to end up fighting in the Baltics, in what is now Poland, Romania, Finland, and obviously Japan at least later. I will be right back. I'm going to take just a short break before we get at unpause time and get everything else ready. I will be right back. This is looking so freaking cool. I'm so excited. All right, I am back. Thank you for the patience. I will say, let's see. I definitely want to put more than one. Yeah, more than one division on the Polish border. Because I think we are going to do Grozla. I will say, we are going to do Grozla. Mikhail, yeah, we definitely don't want Tukhachevsky on this. We definitely want that as an army leader for tanks. Speaking of tanks, let's go and put all our tanks in an army. I'm going to go find each tank we have and collect them. Watch this click speed. I think we have 2 tank divisions, guys. I'll put... We're not going to end up fighting, I don't think, in Persia or so. At least not for a little bit, because I know there was that that operation at one time, but I don't think we're going to end up doing anything with that. So I will do this, and I'll put that on Finland, because I know I'm going to have to do that eventually. At least I think I will. How many divisions do I have entirely into Ledger? I have 105. Okay, well, the 100% what I know I'm going to have to fight is... Let's say I'll put... I'll put another 8 divisions on there. And I definitely want one full army over here. And if I can, one... I feel like I'm not going to have enough army for my entirety of my plans. But yet again, still okay. I'm using what I can. You know what, I should switch this guy out with... Yeah, because I'm going to need generals trained for Winter War. Say that again. And there goes my mouse doing what it likes to do. And You're now going to have to watch me struggle with this for a little while, because I'm going to have to click and hold and hope that my mouse does not decide that it would like to stop clicking and holding. I do believe I'm going to need a new mouse at some time soon. Perhaps a few more people do Prime subscription.
Ah.
I don't believe... You know what? I don't really believe that I'm going to need as many troops on the Japanese border. Because I don't think I'm going to end up at war with Japan for at least a little while. But at least... I mean, I'll put a few... just to make sure. That I can at least, you know, I just want to make sure I can at least slow him down if nothing else. I'm still leaving the Romanian border fairly unguarded, but I will say I think that's okay for now. I will use... Wasn't there a tank commander? Did I put a tank commander in without me realizing? There was not. Let's Tukhachevsky and put tanks most likely around here. That's a marsh, though. Hold up. Are there anywhere that's not a marsh? Okay, farmland. I do realize farmland, urban. Okay, there are still plains. There's a few more things that I was not ready for, I realize. I'm gonna check Discord again. Still waiting on a message. Or rather, should I say a response? We have a couple of these which are fine. I don't think I want to make a lot of outdated boats, so I'm not going to. But I will make... It'd be a waste to not use the production that I've already got, so... Okay, divisions in basic training. Recruit and deploy tabs. Reserves and militias. The reserves and militia system is located under the additional units section at the top of the tab. I see that. It lets you deploy, disband, and expand historical reserve formations right from the deployment tab. These units serve as emergency mobilization forces ranging from territorial armies to civilian militias, providing countries with additional manpower and equipment during times of war. Each formation has unique requirements and drawbacks. Some reserves are available from the start, while others must be obtained through focuses, decisions, or events. When deployed, they possess unique penalties that reflect their historical limitations, and some of these disadvantages will only be resolved once the war is over. Others have short-term effects that will end after deployment. Despite having lower quality than regular divisions, these formations provide valuable strategic flexibility. They can be quickly mobilized, returned to the pool when no longer required, and in many cases upgraded through focuses or events. Okay. I'm just going to put down a couple of basic infantries for now. I know that I definitely don't have enough to power quite a lot, but we'll get over that. I will say that we should spawn them probably close to the border, sure. And I'll start working on another tank division. Yeah, that's interesting. My motorized divisions are apparently special divisions. Watching this in bed. Wait, it is... Wait, yeah, what is it? What time is it for... Hold on. Fair enough. Okay, insufficient resources. I can't trade at the moment, but I assume my civilian factories they'll surely kick in a second or two. Don't worry. I'm sorry. Yeah, well, with that, we have to do some more missing equipment production eventually, so we have to get some more military factories, but I think we are ready to start, so let me give one more save so that I don't have to, just in case in 1 second I accidentally bump my extended storage drive and have to reload the entire mod, I don't have to redo my entire military composition. yeah, I believe let's begin. It is running pretty well, too. I will say it's obviously not like 100% super fast, but is running much better than I expected for a mod of this, like, power, to be honest. The amount of content in this mod is incredible. And for it to still be running at a fair pace is, So yeah, I'm just now looking around the mod. The second 5-year plan has been completed very quickly, obviously. Very cool. How's my construction management? I did assume that things would kick in. I have 9 civilian factories working, and actually a total of 64. Trading overview, I can now buy things, which is pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and do United Kingdom, which, you don't have to fight them for now. Our current balance is low, but we'll get out of that. I think some civilian factories just, tax them, question mark? I don't think we can do that. We are the Soviet Union. But, So emphasis on light industry. I will gain some money, which could be very good, but I'll lose out on 6 civilian factories. The 6 civilian factories are pretty good, but I want to say losing some inflation and also helping the economy along might be relatively good. I would miss out on the max factories in the state. I'm gonna say I want to do emphasis light industry straight away. I was gonna do the 6 additional factories, but I want to be able to build faster, and helping the economy along would be very great, especially because we are already building civilian industry very quickly. So I do believe that with just a little bit of extra money, we might be able to beat the current deficit we have. Also, our current political tree, we have our current political spectrum. We have the Russian Fascist Party, the Red Army. Oh, look, a fire in the Reichstag. Oh no, that definitely wasn't planned. Reichstag has been set ablaze. I see. So as you can see, we do have now a 3D model of the Reichstag on fire, which is super cool. Ah, yes. This guy, famously second in command of Germany. I'm sure he won't do anything or go anywhere. I'm sure democracy will totally survive there, and nothing else will happen. This is pretty good. I would love to throw money at these things. Did I write... I think I wrote stuff for this too, or at least a little bit. Maybe I just saw it. I definitely want some more military, though, so I'm gonna go throw some money at that. Battle for harvest. If we don't invest, the people will starve. Can I, like, hold on for a second? I'll get there. Emphasis on light industry. Okay. I'll do a medium investment when I can. The issue is, I'm just too nice to be a dictator of the Soviet Union. I want to help people, so I'm like, oh no, my money. I should really watch that. Oh, never mind. I should blow it all on helping people. Oh no, then I have no money. I can't really do much, so I'm gonna have to do a light increase. Yeah, invest minor resources. I'll get better eventually. Okay, so ruling for Denmark. Alright, we've really got to turn our economy around, like, immediately. We use so much money in this focus tree. Do liquidate course, and then I guess we'll do establish Central Asian estates. Yeah, I did this focus as well. You can tell the lock. Because it's 3 paragraphs long. Invitation to the Geological Museum. Back to bags, we're off to London. Wonderful. That'll help. I'm sure nothing will go wrong there. At all. I'm sure the Soviet Union is not going bankrupt at the moment. New loan. Okay, wonderful. That sounds great. Don't worry, everybody. I'll turn this around at some point. Of Clitoris. Okay, gotcha. I will now do... At the risk of having to take another loan, I'm going to do establish Central Asian estates and give us some more civilian factories. When I do civilian factories, I will gain... look, I just need to get the ball rolling so that we can dancing. Ooh, see. Yeah. I just need to get the ball rolling so that the industry goes and gets fixed rather than dies. Manage economy. Oh, this is nice. I see. Taxes. Up. Ah, that helped. Okay. Social spending, for now, unfortunately, down. That has almost fixed the economy. Once we do Central Asian estates, I'm going to assume that that might help. Ban. Yes, I get it. Okay, the loans are really hurting. Pragmatic approach to target figures. Oh, tragedy indeed. This vote condemns currency stabilization. Gutenberg proposal. I see. Believe it or not, but these, I know the anti-democratic and anti-socialist raids here. I'm very aware these were done like last minute. Unsuccessful conference. Ah, there we go. See? Adding some civilian factories gave the economy a push. Okay, now overcome dizziness from success because we're going to have to gain some cash and also pay off our loans before we get anywhere else. I also still cannot see how to close this. Novel Churls, okay. Wonderful. Contemporary construction standards, yes. Get that done as well. Oh, what? I can just gain some cash? I can gain money, guys? Yeah, printing money is never really a good idea at all. Like, at all, but, I might do just a little bit of it. 500 cash right now would be great, so I can do some more, economy. Discussion on return of citizens' rights for Licenci. Okay. Just keep going down the political tree for now. Then we're going to make kind of a hard shift to the army tree. Resolution is too small to see the close button. Rip. Pressing escape should close the tutorial, though, when on the last page. Okay, gotcha. It does, thank you. Titan of the Urals. Wonderful. Yamash will shine in glory among the snows and mountains. 1 second 5-year plan decision has been completed. Just one, but don't worry. It will get better. We'll get going on... Probably the Eurocar Railway, yeah. I know I wanted to say I wanted to use the money for the economy, but, you know. We can still technically do that. See, I just print the money to pay off the loan. Because you see, money is a concept. Insofar, you can just cheat the economy, and I'm sure nothing will happen. "300 generals will gain 1 plus attack." That would be nice. Demolition team, nice. I like how I'm playing the mod, not reading the lock, and realizing, oh, I'm not reading my own writing. Is anybody else gonna do that? But that's okay. It makes the mod look better. Everything, you know, if it was empty, I'd notice. Now that it's not empty, I might not entirely read it, but, you know. It doesn't look bad. I'll do heavy weapons as well. God, we seem to need everything. Can you buy equipment? No, just, people are just selling trains, huh? I see. Propose return of citizens' rights. Alright. I think we can we do that? Oh. What's our current balance? Our current balance is slipping again. I'm gonna go ahead and do... What about Soviet public loans? That's fine. That doesn't necessarily lower our money. Shah of Afghanistan shot at... Oh, not good. You compulsory government loans. Issue new loans. Okay, I see. Gotcha. This is very useful. Soften anti-peasant legislation. That sounds like a great idea. Amendments to the law of 3 spikelets. Okay, gotcha. Support for agricultural policy. And we have some more money, which is very good. Okay, so the big question here seems to be... Nope. The big question here seems to be, why am I... Is this attrition? Am I bleeding small arms for a reason? There's got to be some sort of attrition. Yeah, there's attrition. Of course there is. Because I was going to say, for some reason, I don't have any... I'm like losing guns at like an incredibly rapid rate. And why am I doing that? And it's probably attrition. I do remember screwing up a Japanese darkest hour run before 1.1 on account of the fact I forgot that Darkest Hour takes attrition like incredibly seriously, to the point where if you have your units like in any place they don't like, they just start breaking weapons for some reason. I don't know. I feel like the attrition is maybe a little rough. You know, first day of the 17th Congress. Okay, healthcare system in the U.S. The USSR. I mean, okay, that's good. McDonald's reports. They're just putting me in a political power hole here. Oh god. Start doing the Red Army. Oh. Okay, we've got a thing here. Organizational issues. To be a card-carrying member of the party no longer means what it used to, and Tsar Kagnovich has come before the Politburo to tell us of what can be done. Since the Bolsheviks underland seized the apparatus of the state, party membership has become more and more necessary for everyday life in the Union. As such, membership has exploded, and many of these members are less dedicated to our goals. Extend party membership only to those who prove themselves through work in social organization, and increase the number of recommendations required to join. Finally, Kagnovich proposes that we replace the current Rabkrin, the committee designed to expose corruption and government wrongdoing, with a new People's Control Committee dedicated to the oversight of many oblasts, krais, and autonomous republics of the Union. At the current moment, despite the political power issue that we have, I'm going to say we can get out of that, but the stability problem we have, we need weekly stability, so I'm going to say we move to replace that. Elections to the central organs of the party. The what? Kirov denounces a plot against Stalin. End of the 17th, yeah. Okay. US abandons gold standard. Maintain the Litvinov protocol, okay, which will give us some political power, and we definitely need some political power. Napoleon marches on Yemen. Ooh, interesting. And definitely some equipment reliability would be good as well, considering the amount of guns apparently I don't have. I'll have a supply hub by May, it's fine. We'll do multi-turreted tanks. Because that'll give us medium tank models, and we're going to need those later. This will give us political power, which would be helpful at the moment. Nice. Another second 5-year plan thing done. Which will help us with... Okay, we need fighter bombers and tactical bombers, but mostly, I'm going to be honest, we need guns. So I'm going to go try and fix the problem being that we don't have guns. The federal state of Austria. I see. Which is to say, the no longer democratic state of Austria. Not very good, obviously. Peace parley in Arabia. I'll do this at the risk of... Okay, yeah, we don't have that much of this at the moment. Fine. Running of Severodonetsk. Severodonetsk is founded. Commerce of Defense. I assume there's a 3D model here that I'm not seeing. Oh no, it's an actual town. Severodonetsk is founded, and that's the town right there that didn't exist before. I see. Reorganize the Red Army, which, again, we need more. Seems like we're going to need a lot of command power. So, I'm going to say low readiness of the army. I think I might have wrote this too. Don't do that, please. State-of-the-art metro built in Moscow. Wonderful. Reorganization of the general staff. Definitely Tukhachevsky. Reich's President Hindenburg. This is the beginning of the end, I believe, there. Well, at least for Germany. The satisfactory compromise. Okay. Work task, electroshock. Okay. Let's start improving our guns, even though at this point we need to have guns before we improve them. What's going on? The supply hub is right there. How is it that these guys still don't have supply? Question of the Cossacks, which very important. Rashino renamed to Postchievo. That could be helpful. Unique group. Yeah, I wrote that too, by the way. Entire map made by me, by the way. Yes, I was gonna say that earlier. Generalis, you did a great job on this map. There's so many cities. Look at this. Look at this. My God. Yeah, I don't think we even zoom. Hold on. At the risk of some organization loss, I'm going to go ahead and reintegrate the Cossack units. Look at this. Generalis did this entire map with all of these cities, which is just insane. I don't think there's ever been a more dedicated to like realism map than, oh my God, every single town, almost every tile has a city. It's great. Let me go ahead and just look over here, by the way, at specific places I might know. My God, Indiana has more towns in it than Ohio does. Finally, something's gone right. Yes, it looks great with all the lights. It really does. It really does, yeah. Contain the German threat. We should do that. I just realized I have not been using my dockyards, so I'm going to go ahead and maybe start with convoy. Convoy, I'll put 2 of these on the submarine class, 2 of these on a battle cruiser, even though I know it won't. It'll take a while. Okay, we're starting to lose money again. Not very good, obviously. In 60 days, the Lipetsk steel mill should save us from the money deficit. But, yeah. Contain the German threat, Teutonic menace. Union now looks westward. It really does, because we are going to try and do Grozla, even though you're running a significant deficit at the moment. I like how the clear sign that I've written any sort of lock for anything in this game is that it's got, or focus tree lock specifically, is that it has 3 paragraphs, where everything else either has 1 or 2. If I've wrote it, it has 3. Unless, of course, Karen has like trimmed down the entire lock into being like 1. But, you know. Memento Mori. Kirov's dead. This is a loss for the Soviet Union. Axe is sharpened. Oh, he's renamed a lot of things to Kirov. I see. Including Vyatka. So that's how that became named. Something different than Vyatka. I did not know that, actually. Darkest Hour makes you learn things. The research laboratories. National focus. Collective security. And then I think I'm going to print a little bit more money. There we go. Okay, the Lopetska thing did not save our deficit, but it did make it a little bit better. A little. I'm going to issue some currency, which very good, you know. Surely not going to cause any problems, as I mentioned already. Start putting some more factories on guns. And eventually, yeah, I see these guys, they're not doing so well in terms of supply. I'll do... no, I'll do this. There you go. Okay, I'll build another supply hub, because apparently they need that too. In, here. Fascist hunt that will span the globe. Wonderful. And we do need that until we backstab, but yes, we will need that. I'll do People's Front theory, which will help the war support, even though I already have quite a lot of it. Stability is currently on the rise, which is very good. And then perhaps do material incentives for labor. Yeah. Factory output would help. I'm so annoyed with the fact that this is like 5 days to just get another factory, so I'm just gonna do that. Okay, there we go. Popular Front theory, experiment with material incentives for labor. I'm not gonna be able to do that in a while until we have motorized, which at the current moment I believe, yeah, we are very much in need for, and I don't think we're going to get out of that very soon. Although our factory output is rather on fire, so very happy to do that. I'm not going to increase or upgrade our weapon. I'm going to continue using the outdated weapon for now, but I will start researching them, so as soon as I'm out of a deficit, I can begin doing that. Yes. Think about lemons. Well, I did have one earlier today. I like juice a lot. I like lemon juice a lot. We have I'm not exactly sure where you are. I think MB, you're, no, wait, never mind. We have a certain type of rice that we use, over here called rice-a-roni. It initially comes from, California, but it's like a flavored rice. I like to put a lot of lemon juice on that rice. It works really, really well. But I like lemon juice in a lot of things. I'll even put that on potatoes. I don't go for lemons in tea or anything at restaurants because of the fact that you don't know where the lemons have been, as in the chef could have coughed on them or whatever. So you don't really want to do anything in a restaurant. But fresh lemons are really good. I had a lemon candy earlier as well, lemon head or whatever it was. But yeah, I don't mind them. I think they're very good. I wouldn't I don't think anyone does, but I wouldn't like eat them on their own. But I do like lemons quite a lot. And I'll do. Let's see. Yeah, let's start making better motorized as well. Well, I say let's start as if I'm going to immediately begin creating better motorized after I research that, which is not true. Abolish system of rationing. I don't know if I want to do that yet. I want to use all the factories I have at the moment. Seventh World Congress of the Comintern. I'll do the two civilian factories here as well. Do I genuinely have to complete all of these decisions to complete the second 5-year plan? I mean, I probably could. I'd have to print a lot of money though. I don't know if there's anybody who could genuinely. Cool Cattle Pact is signed. Wait, oh wait, I made that event. Why did I skip over? I did the event for the Coal Cattle Pact. I remember that. I skipped over it because I was like, oh yeah, I already made that, read that, and then reread it. So why should I read it again? Forgetting I was on stream and this is the update and it was in the game. Okay. Pronounce these Zenovites, right? Okay, fine. Ooh, and then I do suppress socially alien elements, which after I have to do NKVD first. Oh, that's a lot of bonuses too. Nice. Hmm. Exactly what I want to do at the moment. I think I'm gonna keep going down. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going down the political tree for now. These wars been won in Europe. Oh, I'm so happy to do this. I can't wait for this. For the next war, did I do that? Oh, marches again. To life. Brief respite. I don't think I've done. I think I've done a lot of the Western communists. Yeah, I've done the events that the West gets when these are done, but not the Soviet bloc for that. Could also intervene in China, but I don't think I'm going to do that, so I'm going to do NKVD. At the risk of really doing a bad thing, I'm going to continue issuing currency for now, before I eventually deal with the inflation later. I need to take as many of these things as possible. Effects when completed. I'm confused at what triggers the effects completed or failed. NKVD. Created. Wonderful. Generals, if you're still awake, which honestly, after the work that you guys have been doing and the time that it is for you, I assume, understandable if you're not. Do you know if I have to complete all of these in order to complete the second 5-year plan? I'll do this for some civilian industry. Absolutely. I cannot. Oh, because I haven't done these yet. Don't even know, but make sure to do Norilsk best city ever. Understood. Will do. I will do that before this ends. I think I might have already done it. I think. Oh wait, no, I haven't. Okay, there we go. Norilsk. Well, that's pretty good. I like the supply hub. So I works for me. Consolidate power, which is always a good thing to do. And just a little more currency, not too many. Don't worry about it. Ah, deflation measures. Wonderful. I've now unlocked a decision that's probably not good. If I see that right, you need to complete 14 of the decisions. I think I can probably do that. I don't think I'm going to be able to do all of them, but I think I can, yeah. I can definitely do that. I'll do the Krasny Fault for the record. For the time being, while I do finish up those, and then I'll have enough to do Yeah, both Earl Kuznets and Norilsk. Same time. Italy versus Ethiopia, I see. Textiles of Altai. Ah, I love in-person events. Our current production capacity is 113,000 spinning spindles and 3,250 looms, Comrade First Secretary. The spinning machines that were installed only a few weeks ago are performing admirably. Our employees are very happy with them and their working conditions, the director of the Tashkent textile factory told Ikramov, shouting over the din and thunder of the textile machines in one of the workshops they were visiting, the first on their tour of the factory. Ikramov looked around. Many men and women rushed back and forth, operating the textile machines in the workshop. Although the man had little knowledge of how textile production worked, everything appeared to be going well based on the factory director's explanations. A sharp-eyed NKVD guard walked around the factory floor while portraits of Stalin and Ikramov himself looked down on the employees. Ah, comrade, please tell the first secretary your name and how you enjoy working here, the director said, drawing up one of the workers aside and making him face Ikramov. Out of the corner of his eye, Ikramov noticed the NKVD guard staring down with the worker and the manager. Morali Shukruliev, comrade first secretary. I am honored that you came to visit my workplace, and I am delighted to work here. The working conditions are the best in Tashkent. Uzbekistan will prosper thanks to my and my comrades' hard work, the worker rambled off. Ikramov chuckled and patted the man's shoulder. Be at ease, comrade. It makes me happy that this factory and its employees worked so hard and efficiently. Comrade Stalin would be proud. Another chuckle. Ikramov's plans to turn Uzbekistan to a textile cotton powerhouse appear to be on track. Soon the entire Soviet Union would rely on Uzbek textiles. The worker leader and the country may all reap the rewards of collective labor. 1 second 5-year plan decision has been completed. Actually, there might only be 14 by scrolling through it, but you can do it. We'll see, but thanks for the encouragement. All right, I'll start researching the T-28. Construction site management, also very good. Engineering research. Yeah, we'll get better research speed. We'll do Norilsk and Uzbek. Let's go. Issue a new loan, and then start, and then pay off those, which have just given us yet again another balance increase. Wonderful. Although our current inflation is not great, so we should be attacking that at the moment. With our political power now back on the rise, I do believe I'm going to do non-core manpower stability. Yeah, I don't think I want to start losing political power at the moment. So I'm definitely going to... Yeah, I'm going to do Agronau's pragmatic approach. Our civilian economy is really taking off at the moment. It's getting far much better. Gulag-based economic programs, socialist justice. I would say at the current moment our stability is pretty good. Might be a little behind on the Great Purge, but you know, so what at the moment. Hmm. Start doing evaluate the Pacific Fleet. Yeah, let's do that. Before the spirit of the revolution was spread to naval warfare in the east, there was the large and admittedly respectable Imperial Russian Pacific Fleet, or at the very least it was respectable. During the 1904-1905 Russo-Japanese War, what appeared to be a grand navy was completely humiliated by the newer Imperial Japanese Navy, which sent many ships and sailors to the seafloor. The Battle of Tsushima, which raged on the 27th and 28th of May, was the absolute final nail in the coffin for the Pacific Fleet, especially given that we only took over Russia from our Tsarist masters a decade or so later. What little pride Russia had in its Pacific fleets was shattered as Japan won an uncontested full victory. Shipbuilders and designers in the East have been slow and hesitant in building vessels meant to brave the waters of the Pacific since then, desperate to avoid another Tsushima, and have not been in good shape for a long time. But now Japan is expanding again, and we must immediately review and expand our forces so that we can repay them in kind. Never again will there be a new Tsushima. Let the Union rule the Pacific. And that, of course, I believe that might be the first part of Locke that I've read aloud on this stream. I think, I mean, obviously it's been edited again, but, you know, I am quite interested in that. Is there anything else did I do Stiff Upper Lip? I did do Stiff Upper Lip. Yeah, I did this, but I'm not particularly proud of that one. I was like, that was like a year ago. Yeah. Fighter detection, fighter detection. I'll do close air support, so I'll do strategic extraction. Evaluate Pacific Fleet, and then I'm going to do upgrade Vladivostok. Vladivostok, with a population of around 280,000, is the largest city in the USSR's Pacific coast and is also one of the largest populations in the Far East. It is in a precarious position bordering Japanese Korea. We are both concerned and excited about its ports and proximity to the Sea of Japan. For one thing, the IGN humiliated the Tsardom in the aftermath of the Battle of Tsushima, but we are no longer ruled by an ineffective monarch. As a result of new investment, we can begin expanding our dockyards there and producing an improved navy that will turn the tables on Japan's naval dominance. Should we come into direct conflict with them, it should be noted that Vladivostok will most likely be a massive target for the Japanese Air Force, and more naval industries should make it so the production of new boats to bring the fight to them never stops regardless of damage. Most Soviet politicians agree that granting more building permits for our navy in the great city of Vladivostok is a very good idea, whether for reasons of Japanese aggression or the necessary expansion of the Pacific Fleet normally stationed there. And that is 4 paragraphs. I don't know how many things have 4 paragraphs in any of the... I don't know whether Kieran likes that or hates that, but I will continue to be writing incredibly long localization in the future. You can expect that of me. Opening ceremony for the Berlin Olympics. I think this might need to be a little bit longer, to be honest. Socialist justice. We'll do what? Production efficiency growth of base would be nice as well, considering. Yeah, I don't think we actually have much of a. Yeah, that would actually turn this around. Also, I'd like to mention it's 1936 now. The game has technically started. Well, you know what I mean. Log-based economic programs, basic computing machine, good. Finally began radar as well. We're actually able to liberate nations. I don't know why anybody would do that, but you know. Ah, yes. I know this. I know this lock, but I didn't write it. I read it at one point. Growth, growth, and suffering. Breath. Long hours, hard work, mines. I see. That's a good in character lock, to be honest. I don't know who wrote that, but that's a nice short burst. I like that. Where? Where? Norilsk. Oh my god, that is. Oh my god. I would not want to be up there. Free my guy, Dimitri. Oh, there's continuous focuses too. Didn't realize that. We are getting a fair amount of money now, I think. Very cool. I'm going to continue issuing currency. It doesn't matter to me. Might have some inflation, but we're currently beating that inflation, so whatever. Yeah, sure. Great Purge is definitely useful to us for now, I'm sure. And transfer speed. I'm gonna do victory or death. That's good. I'm gonna cancel industry in Skolth and see if that's truly. Huh. I did not know that. And yeah, I'm gonna start building more civilian factories there instead. Military factories there instead, not civilian. Because we've already grown our civilian industry quite a lot, and I really just need a lot of mills at this point. Yeah. Division attrition being less would be good as well, considering that's one thing that's currently plaguing us. Spain and Civil War. Great Purge mechanic is now active. Paranoid level, okay. That's interesting, guys. I just wanna mention something briefly. Playing through this thing at Stalin, you have a very paranoid leader whose immediate thing is like deporting these things that you don't these certain groups that he doesn't like. And one of his first moves was like creating this agency that basically knocks on people's doors and takes people away. And you know, I just, as an American, I just have to say, am I living under a Stalinist regime? Anyway, I will now continue to play the game. Heavy weapons for Spain, okay, and arms for Spain, okay. Resolution of Politburo. Political doctrine in Spain, okay. Military leadership in Spain. We're doing a lot of things in Spain. The Stalin Constitution will certainly help. Us so long, at least. Joyce Comrades. It's a slightly modified hammer and sickle. Okay. Ah, there's the banner. The real banner. Mass political repression will not help us at the moment, so anyway, how are those tank divisions? Not the greatest, it seems. Boulder Dam begins operation. Ah, you can see it. Awesome. That's so cool. You can now do intervene in Spain, and that'll give me some more decisions. Yeah, that's fine. Economy's on track, which is good. I think as we head into 1937, I do have to take a break and eat something first of all. And I've seen quite a bit. I do want to continue this game, but it is getting a little later. At the current moment, like I said, I do have to eat something, and I do think as we head into the more interesting, tumultuous years where we will actually have to fight, I do want to come back to this with a fresher head and a more able to calculate again. So I am going to, I think around 1937, I'm going to pause the stream and come back to this probably tomorrow. This has been such a great. Say, hold on. Yeah, I'll do the Moscow trials. This has been such a great experience. This is almost an entirely new game. I'm gonna play so much of this. This is gonna be so cool. Ooh, intensify NKVD work. Yes, I'll take some extra money. Yeah, absolutely. Very nice stream. Thank you for playing. Yes, and thank you guys for doing all the work. Yeah, I mean, I know I'm a part of the team, but thank you guys alongside for doing all the work. That this is just, it's such an incredible mod. The everything from the GFX to the map to the design to the focus trees and it's all so awesome. And whether on stream or off stream, I'm going to just completely play like everything I can on this. It's so cool. It's almost as if we've unlocked like a totally new game for free. And at the current moment, I don't have enough money for a new game, so this is very well timed. Let's say that. And I'm just this has been so cool to play. Really. Yeah, I will say 100% with absolute certainty that this has been worth the wait. Every day, all the days, all the weeks, all the months. This is 100% an update that it was worth the wait. Everything, every day that I know that we delayed quite a lot, and a lot of people were annoyed at that. Unlocked for 6-7. And a lot of people were annoyed at that, but I think that was all necessary to achieve the quality that we've got here. So I'm just in awe of this. It's so cool. My strat here, I think, Oh, good. Cool. Another 5-year plan thing. I cannot afford to pay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pay for these. Abdication of Edward VIII. Alright. Well, that's unfortunate, because I was going to say, I think we can maybe move through there. But, yeah. Abolishing the system of rationing at the moment, I think that's a very good idea. Like to put a lot more factories on support equipment at the moment. Yeah, and we just gotta keep working towards military industry at the moment. And we'll get there. Okay, it's now January 10th. I'm going to save the game here. Thank you again for creating such a great mod. I've been very honored to write for it. It's so cool to see my writing in. It was just awesome to have my name alongside everybody else's on the credits on the opening. And yeah, this is where I'm going to pause it here, but I will be back playing more, either on stream or off stream. It doesn't matter. But I've had a super fun experience so far, even when not at war. It's just, there's so much stuff to do, and it's worth every second. So, yes, I'm super excited to play more of it. Thank you guys for watching this first piece. I say it's all been worth the wait, and I cannot wait to get to the war and then the after the war, which is going to be super cool. I'd love to do a multiplayer game with some of my friends. I think that I can do that probably later this week. And yeah, I'm going to be that's going to be super exciting as well. I do think attrition needs to be toned down a little. Me putting like my army into the cold, I don't think they should be eating my guns. I feel like I think attrition does need to be tweaked a little. But apart from that, me putting my army in Siberia does not equal a 60,000 gun loss. You know what I mean? But apart from that, I think I have not seen a single. Well, okay, there was also the quote thing on the loading screen with the overlapping on the logo. I'm not going to nitpick. That was it. Like I said, super worth the wait. I'm super excited to play more. I'm super excited to play other nations as well, especially America. I know that there's not like a whole bunch done with 1.1 for it, but I still do want to play it. I'll probably play it later when I do that multiplayer stream I want to do. And yeah, other than that, I'm going to head to intermission now. And this has been super cool, guys. I'm glad to see the mod updated. And yeah, here's hopes that next one won't take as long, but here's hopes the next one will be even better. The next update will be even better. 1.2 I know brings some specific features that I'm very interested as a writer to do, and yeah, I'm super excited to see the future of this and play in the present. So I'll be heading to intermission now. I might be on a little later with just a little bit more of some other game. I know I probably there's a limited time thing going on in Fortnite right now. I probably won't do Roblox. Yeah, but other than that, thank you guys for attending. Thanks for all the follows. Thank you again for the Prime subscription. That was super great to hear. I haven't heard that in a while. Honestly, I haven't seen so many followers join me other than in this Veterans Day subathon in a long time. So I'm super excited to see the future of my channel as well. So yeah, thank you guys for attending. I'm not going to drag this out any longer. And yeah, this has been absolutely wonderful. Thank you. I'm going to end the stream so I can take this VOD here and then upload it to YouTube as like a first impressions thing, but then I'm going to restart the stream and put it onto an intermission. You'll see. Point is, I'm not done streaming, but it's going to look like I am for a second.